Hi everyone, please welcome ASLO's president, Susanne Menden-Deuer, and SIL's president, Ángeles Gonzalez Sagrario.
Distinguished guests and esteemed colleagues, welcome to the joint ASLO-SIL conference. It is an honor and a privilege to open this historic gathering, bringing together the global aquatic science community at this remarkable Congress. First and foremost, let me extend my heartfelt welcome to every member of our community present here today. Whether you are a student, an early career researcher, an established scientist, or a stakeholder from outside academia, your presence enriches this Congress. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Association for the Sciences of Limnology and Oceanography, ASLO, for your openness and vision in joining forces with SIL to make this joint Congress possible. Our partnership sets a strong example of collaboration in aquatic sciences. I also extend my thanks to the ASLO co-chairs of the Scientific Committee, Roxane Maranger, Alexandra Warden, Joshua Timpon, and Thomas Mecher, for all the members of the Scientific Committee, the national and local committees, and the ASLO staff. Your dedication, vision, and efforts have made this event possible. Thank you for creating a space where science, collaboration, and community can thrive. This joint Congress is a testament to the power of the collaboration and the importance of breaking barriers between disciplines and between freshwater and marine science. Our theme, Aquatic Confluence, Science, People, Knowledge, perfectly encapsulates this spirit. Over the coming days, we will explore the profound intersections between freshwater and marine realms and the ways in which our scientific endeavors are enriched by the diversity of perspective, experiences, and knowledge systems we bring here together. This year marked the third time that SIL has held a Congress in Canada. First, in 1974, in Winnipeg, then in 2007 in Montreal, and now once again we gather in this private city. The 1974 Congress in Winnipeg was a landmark event for Canadian limnology. Today, the 2026 Congress in Montreal stands as historical first of the global aquatic science community, the inaugural joint meeting of the International Society of Limnology and the Association for the Science of Limnology and Oceanography, ASLO.
Thank you, Ángeles, and thank you, SIL, for this partnership. ASLO is very pleased that we can join forces and collaborate on this joint Congress. Let me note that this is the best attendance ASLO has ever seen at a summer meeting. So you are voting with your feet. We want to be here. We want to be together. So thank you for coming. A central goal of this Congress is people and social inclusion. We are committed to incorporating Indigenous knowledge and engaging all stakeholders in co-designing solutions to the critical challenges we are facing in protecting and restoring aquatic ecosystems. By working together across disciplines and cultures, we can develop science that is not only rigorous, but also relevant and just. To the students in this room, our societies are here to support you, and we will stay the course in standing up for a vibrant, inclusive, and growing scientific community. So a special welcome to all of the student and early career researchers in the room. Our science and societies need you. You are the next generation. You are wanted and needed and very much welcome here. And thank you all to those who are mentoring and guiding students and ensuring the future of aquatic sciences. As we embark on this joint journey, Let us embrace the spirit of curiosity, collaboration, and community that has always defined our scientific societies. May this Congress inspire new ideas, foster meaningful connections, and empower all of us to be better stewards of aquatic ecosystems. In closing, I want to thank the very many people who have worked so tirelessly and hard to make this event happen. The meeting co-chairs and the organizing committee for their dedication to crafting a stimulating scientific program based on the sessions, posters, and talks. All of you have contributed. So this is very much a bottom-up event where everyone has a contribution and everyone has a voice in shaping the program. There are many additional town halls, workshops, mentoring events, and so much more. I trust you will be very busy and leave Montreal happy and exhausted, and judging by the excellent food, maybe a few pounds heavier. I also want you to join me in thanking our staff and our management partners at Bostrom for their tireless dedication to organizing this meeting and being the staff. So if you see people with black banners on their lanyards, please give them an extra hand because they have worked very, very hard as well. With that, I wish all of us a productive and inspiring week. Thank you, and welcome to the ASLO-SIL Joint Congress. Now, it gets very interesting. We are happy to share with you that this year we are providing the option for plenary session translation to French Canadian through the web app Wordly. If you want to use this, just scan the QR code or find the link in the app under the session descriptions. Translation will be provided in text form or audio. Please use headphones and turn your phone off to silent if you would like to listen to the translation. The link can also be found in the app under the plenary session description. None of the hard work of the 2026 joint meeting would be possible without the leadership and dedication of our 4 co-chairs, Roxane Maranger, Thomas Mena, Joshua Thienpon, and Alexandra Worden. So please extend a thank you as they rise to be recognized. Now, to begin our programming, I would like to ask meeting co-chair Roxane Maranger on stage. Thank you.
Wow, welcome everyone. It really is such a pleasure to invite you all to my current home city. And I would like to say that this is a long process in coming. And I'd like to thank Thomas Maynard, who spoke with me here in Montreal about 6 years ago to envisage this project. And so it's really wonderful to see it in fruition. And I really want to thank Josh and Alex for their incredible help in helping to shape this. And so I'll go through a little bit of the history. So this is supposed to advance. So aquatic confluence, the coming together, that was very elegantly just described by the presidents of both societies. So the idea is to come together in this beautiful place surrounded by waters and bring our ideas and exchange our knowledge. So welcome for this. There we go. Okay. The co-chairs had help from many helping hands, so we'd like to acknowledge the full scientific committee and in helping to shape this conference in different ways by gathering all of you here and bringing different ideas for the different sessions. And of course, you are making this beautiful conference possible, so thanks again. Okay. We have many sponsors that I'd like to acknowledge. So the Université de Montréal, McGill University, Hydro-Québec, the Quebec government, Réseau Québec Maritime, and have all contributed to some financial support to this conference for various activities. So I'd like to acknowledge that. And we had great help from our aquatic networks here in the province of Quebec, both from the Groupe de Recherche Interuniversitaire en Limnologie and Québec Océan. I would like to make a special thanks to our LOC members, Frédéric Bélanger, Marie-André Fallu, and Jean-François Lapierre get a special shout out, particularly Fré. If you ever want anything done, just ask her. It'll get done in minutes. And others were very, very heavily involved in the fun run. I'd like to acknowledge Geneviève Davignon, who has coordinated the run and will bring the food for those who will be participating, and Morgane Botrel, who did the lovely design of the logo. So thank you very much to those people who helped make this event special for all of you here. And there's the lovely logo of the fun run. And it's a very fun run because I haven't done 5 kilometers in a really, really long time, and I'm going to be bringing people there to carry out the run. So it will be maybe a little bit more of a shuffle. There's still, registration is still available for Friday's event, so you can just go up and sign in if you'd like. We'll be leaving from around this area and going up Montreal, and you get to see a beautiful view onto the St. Lawrence and into the St. Lawrence Valley if we have a beautiful day. Which brings me to Montreal, Shishogé, and I wanted to first say that now I would like to formally open this conference by acknowledging that we are on unceded Indigenous lands. The Kahnawake, no, I have to practice this, and I got some really, really nice help, and now I'm nervous. So it's Kahnawake Mohawk Nation is recognized as the custodians of this land and waters on which we gather from all corners of the world. So Tiohtià:ke, Montreal, has been gathering place for many First Nations for millennia, connecting people from the waters that surround us, so from the Great Lakes to the St. Lawrence, from the Outaouais River, from the Richelieu. So we have rivers coming from all directions gathering to this place. So it has been a gathering place for many First Peoples, including the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe nations, because of these surrounding waters. I would like to acknowledge and thank the diverse Indigenous peoples whose footsteps have marked this territory on which we gather today. And it's only fitting that we gather here to exchange on water and our deep desire to understand how a broad range of aquatic ecosystems function in order to protect all the incredible gifts our inland and marine waters offer us now and for future generations. It is therefore with deep respect that I invite Gana Sohu, Kevin Deere, up to the stage. He is an elder, a knowledge keeper, and educator from the Kahnawake Mohawk territory. And I invite him to welcome you to Tiohtià:ke. And he is a faith keeper at the Mohawk Trail Lowell House, which involves knowing sacred songs, dances, and rituals. Niawen, Ganazahu, for your presence with us today and in welcoming the world to Montreal.
All right, thank you. Anagi, Zenitsu ga Izues, Agwe gu wat kunuradu, Zenitsi dakana raje, Agwe se yugo da garide, Waduskana, Ayugona Tuniwe. Nona da dorete ogodinu jerzy tuniut, Gigo ostawa kawi, ne do wana duki etini sta hudza. Ne zidzenidzi judaso zimzadzi zinre unisarade. Say you got kon hajin hodi what's the chat unisarage than your tenor jodukte. Nona dasa gaura no hoda enugo garunya agwegu seguna ne tuni zero di dajan yoni tanu guna kari wanuta chate wini zarage onakti dada unuradu tanu sego tuni dawayera ne auriwa kawi ego got naku ekadina yotu no got nigura. Bonjour tout le monde, welcome everyone. So what I did in ancient treaty protocol is I welcomed all of you into these sacred lands. And what I said in my language is I said, as I'm looking around, we're all seemingly good mind, good health, good spirit. And you ask yourself, why is that? This snapping turtle that I carry represents my creation story, represents Turtle Island and Mother Earth. So from the beginning of time to today, this mother of ours gives us all of this conditional love without fail. And the only thing that she asks in return from us, the two-leggeds, is that we take only what we need. When you take something from our mother, you put something back in return. You share, you cooperate, you work together, and you'll always be mindful of those faces that didn't come out of the earth yet, that when they will be born, they will inherit a happy, safe, clean, beautiful, peaceful, loving home. That's our responsibility to them, and we can't let them down. And we look where we are today. We have so much work to do on many levels. So this is a drum. Everybody has the drum. There's water in here. And the reason why there's water, because from that water comes the plant people, the trees, and all those plants. Then from there comes us, the animals, the deer, the moose, the caribou, the humans. This world is held together by natural law. That's what that ring represents. And all of us, when we're coming into this world, we're given that sacred breath. Now this little boy is going to sound his voice. Guyane, 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 yo-ho. So, in what I just sang, we acknowledged all the waters, all the oceans, all the lakes, all the streams, all the rivers, and the rain. Because from all of that water comes life, even us. In your birth story, if everything went according to natural law, when you were conceived, you were up in that womb. Then when the contraction starts, what happens? Your mother's water breaks. Water is the precursor to life, and then we come into this world. In my creation story, we, the people of the Longhouse, it's the same story. Sky Chief falls in love with a young woman, there's a marriage, there's a ceremony, and get this, there's even conception. And then there's a dream. And then that hole opens up in the sky, the Pleiades constellation, and then she brings life and she follows the water because the water is already here. All of this bed is made so that we could come into this world. And it starts out with women because she's pregnant. And why is she pregnant? Because it denotes that in this physical world, it's the perpetual regeneration of life forever. That's going to involve sun and moon, man and woman, day and night, water, fire, and on it goes. So that interplay between the two. And here we are. Look around. We're all seemingly in good mind, good health, good spirit, love, peace, happiness, joy. You know, we call that sun our elder brother because he sets the path. All of us come out of this earth, and everything that we take every day comes out of the earth. So we shouldn't wait till we die and we're dead and go back into the womb of our mother to understand that while we are alive, each and every one of us, we are the eyes of this walking clay. We are the ears of this clay. We are the voice of this clay. And we should understand our relationship to this clay, our mother, because there's no separation. So now, that sun, as I said, sets the path. So now when I look in the mirror, you know what? In the not too distant future, because my hair is getting white and I don't have all that strength I had when I was in my 20s, I'm going back into the womb of my mother. Tomorrow that sun is resurrecting up again. And I'm resurrecting up, not in flesh, but in spirit. And we're going to go to the great mystery, because nobody knows exactly what that is. Nobody. Because if it did, we'd have no reason to think. But we're always going to be questioning this life. But when we pass on and we become part of that sacred energy, all those questions will be answered. So we're here to love this walking clay, to love each other, and to do the best that we could. Because tonight, when we're going to hit that pillow, are we waking up tomorrow? Well, it's good to have goals, dreams, aspirations. But there's a day coming when that ain't happening. Do we know when that is? Nope. So we live each day like it's our last. Yesterday's history. Tomorrow's a mystery. All we have is the power of now. What could we do to make things better? And for us, it's all about sacred ceremony, song, dance, speeches, and ritual. Our ceremonies begin right after the winter solstice, the shortest day, in conjunction with our grandmother moon and the Pleiades star constellation. Then we start our ceremonies. And all through the year, when we see things come to fruition, we gather and we put all these sacred ceremonies, songs, and dances. And you know what we do? We humble ourselves and we say, hey, elder brother, son, don't give up on us. You better keep on shining. Hey, Grandmother Moon, you better not give up on us. You better continue to do your work so that we know when to hold ceremonies, that we know when to plant, that the women can have their monthly, that the children will come into the world, all that power that she has. Our grandfather, the Thunder Beings, we did ceremony for them because they just came through a couple weeks ago. And we said to them, bring those rains so that in 2 weeks, when we're going to do our seed ceremony, when women take those seeds and they sing those sacred songs, that those seeds will germinate from the rain and they'll grow. And then come September, October, our bellies will be full again, the food will be plentiful so that we could get through the winter months. I'm going to tell you an interesting story about water. So in 1999, that was the year that my dad's brother, my Uncle Joe Deere, died. Not too long before he passed on, I went to go visit him. And we, the people of the Longhouse, were so intricately tied to our dreams. Anyway, he said, you're not going to believe this dream that I had. I said, okay, what was it, Uncle? So now this is his dream. He says, I left my house and I walked down to the river because Kahnawake is right on the St. Lawrence River. And he says, as I was fishing, he said this big, giant whale swam up. And the whale spoke to him, and the whale said, hey, Joe, come here. Come on, get on my back. Come with me. And he said, at first I was a little reluctant, but he said, eventually I swam out and I got on the whale's back. The whale turned around, he says, we were just going like this over the surface of the water. Got to the port of Montreal, got to Quebec City, got into the Gulf of the St. Lawrence. He said, finally we got into the ocean. And when we got into the ocean, the whale says, okay, Joe, hang on, because we're going down now. He says, next thing you know, he said, we start going down, down, down into the depths of the ocean. And he says, as we started to go down, he says, heck, my eyes started to burn. I could taste in my mouth all kind of toxic chemicals and all kind of stuff, and my skin was all getting itchy and sore and all this different kind of stuff. He said, and that was horrible. He says, finally we got to where the whale nation were gathering. There was a whole, I don't know what you call the term, for all these whales coming together in one spot. But he said, the whale chief spoke to me and he says, hey, Joe, so how was your trip getting here? I said, it was pretty good. Well, we're on the surface. But he says, when we started to come down, he said, I was suffering. He started to explain all the things that was happening to his body, his skin, his eyes, his nose, ears. And the whale chief said, no, you know how we feel. He says, when you go back home, you tell the people, the two-leggeds, that they better start changing their relationship with the waters because we're suffering. So he says, there wasn't too much more that was said. They said, okay, you can go home now. So he says, we got to the surface of the water, and we came back, Quebec City, Montreal. He says, I got off the whale's back, swam to the shore, walked to my house, and got up. He says, I'm sharing that dream with you. COVID comes along in March of 2020. And lo and behold, you know what happens? a big whale from the ocean comes up and is at the port of Montreal. And when I heard that it was on the news and all of that, I did ceremony, I put my tobacco down, and I said, hey, my uncle dreamt about this. Now, in COVID, what was going on? Well, there was not too much activity going on. People had to isolate and all this kind of stuff. It said that the river started to kind of flow a little bit more cleaner. Anyway, I thought that was pretty prophetic about what he dreamt and then what happened here. Talking about water, so this is one of the very first treaties that was made. And it talks about a relationship, the canoe and the big ship, because that's how we met in 1609, their boats. So we said that we would travel this river of life together. The Europeans said, well, we would like to have access to this land. And our people said, what else do we need to know about you? Oh, they said, we're coming with God and his son Jesus. Our people said, tell us that story. And they did. When they got done, our people said, there's only one source of life for all life. Doesn't matter what we call it. So we shouldn't have a problem then, because you're talking about loving your neighbor and all this kind of stuff that Jesus talked about. And then we smoked the peace pipe, but you all know what happened, right? This idea of superiority. We're going to do whatever we're going to do, because when it comes down to the doctrine of discovery and the papal bulls, we were seen as less than. And then if you look at the sad residential school history and some of that policy, we'll kill the Indian to save the man. Get rid of your ceremonies, your songs, your dances, all this stuff that makes you unique in the world. Why? Because we don't want to have to ever reconcile about this history, about what happened, because there'll be remnants, there'll be descendants, but the real McCoy use will all be gone. But you know what? We're still here. I speak my language, I know my own cultural creation story, all this different kinds of stuff. What we say is we remind the people that are here in our house, in a relationship with us, that's supposed to be like this. So now we're in the time of what I refer to as the Indigenous Spiritual Resurgence. And the reason why I call it that is because right across this land, our ancestors, through dreams, the Earth Mother, the animals, even they're coming in white to remind us about how we're supposed to act and be. Because if we don't, global warming and climate change is real, and all of us will all be gone in a very short period of time. And we'll have no one to blame because we're doing it. This mother of ours is a woman. She gives us all this unconditional love. She has feelings. But some people look at it and say, no, it's only a thing. It doesn't matter. I can extrapolate. I can do whatever I want. Well, now as we bring all of this stuff up, now we're beginning to see what's starting to happen. You know, when we call our grandfather the thunder beings, you ever hear some people, they got hit by lightning and they got killed? Any of you ever heard that happening? So do you think that our grandfather, the thunder beings, looked and they saw these people in the Gulf come and say, you know what, I'm taking my thunderbolt, I'm going to get rid of those people. In our creation story, there's a duality. The Creator has a brother, and his brother brings death, disease, sickness, and all of that. And our Creator is all about happiness, peace, love, and joy. But it's the interplay between these two forces. Now, the Creator's brother, he put some of these things inside the earth. And it's referred to as a horned serpent. And it said if these serpents ever came out, that they would literally destroy the human beings. And when our grandfathers see them start to try to resurrect up, they take their lightning bolt and they keep that in. Now, some of you are probably hearing this story for the first time and you're thinking, yeah, that's a old folks' tale. But you know what? When we went, and if I say people went and brought all of this stuff up, what did it create? Now we have mercury, dioxin, DDT, we have nuclear radiation, we have all of this stuff, and we keep extracting and bringing it up. And then we're producing, we're manufacturing, we're buying, we're selling, we're using, and when we say we're used up, what do we say? We throw it away. Well, where's the way? There's no such thing as that. And all these things now are coming home to roost. So now all of us, we have to start to begin to see different, hear different, speak different, and together we better start doing different. You know that young girl, Greta Thunberg, she says, you know what? She says, you adults who control this world, your house is on fire. You act like as if it's business as usual. She says, the data says that I ain't going to be around to be an old lady. I heard her speak at the World Economic Forum about 5 or 6 years ago now. She was about 16 or 17. Now I believe she's about 22. Now that's pretty sad that some of the young people think that it's hopeless. But here's what the scientists said. Here's the hope. They said that whatever is left of the indigenous spiritual wisdom, if we adopt it and take it to heart, then we can change the trajectory that we are on. But as David Suzuki says, we're this last generation that is going to determine what is the outcome of those future generations that are coming. So with all what's happening across this Turtle Island right now, every child matters. What color is it? Orange. Across this Turtle Island, our prophecies are filling too, and that sacred fire has been lit. And people are now coming to the realization that not only every child matters, every human being matters, because we are all sacred people that come to this earth for a short period of time, and we're all going back home. So we come here to love one another, to love ourselves, to love the earth, and understand our relationship to the ancestor realm, because we're all going to be one in less than 100 years. So all of these things are happening that hopefully, that if we really want it, we could take this knowledge and wisdom to heart, and we could change the trajectory that we are on, so that hopefully those future generations coming, when they will be born, they will inherit a happy, safe, clean, beautiful, peaceful, loving home, because we took the indigenous wisdom to heart and said, we're going to make it better, equally together. So these are some of the things that I thought that I would share to welcome you to our land and our territory, and to just say that, well, hopefully you all feel good, because when you heard that song, we're all participating in a sacred dance. And if you don't believe me, just look at your chest right now. What is your chest doing? It's expanding and contracting. Look at your heart muscle expanding and contracting. The snow comes and the snow goes. The snow comes and the snow goes. The ocean goes up, the ocean goes down. The ocean goes up, the ocean goes down. When this drumstick hit that skin went up and down. The sacred dance of life. And again, when you understand these teachings, there's no more war. There's no more murder. There's no more missing and murdered women, because people think that they can destroy women because they're more superior. All of that. There's not even any suicide, because when you truly understand these teachings, you're already filled with that knowledge and that wisdom, and all you come here every day is to sing and dance and be happy, and to just have this attitude of gratitude. So with that, my time is about up. I got a minute and 45 seconds, but anyways, I've said enough, so welcome. May you all be blessed with the power of love, peace, good health, and enjoy your time in what we call Josjage, or Mohawk territory. And if I don't see you again, may you all have a safe travel back to your home, that you find all your loved ones in love, peace, happiness, and joy. Until maybe there'll come a time where we'll be able to be in each other's sacred presence again. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.